Yeah, baby. 20 years ago, this started in the streets of New Orleans. Dig it.
Buckle up, because today we're stepping into the high-rolling, headline-making world of none other than Birdman. He's not just a music mogul. He's a symbol of grit, glam, and the grind it takes to build an empire from the ground up. From exotic villas to jaw-dropping car collections that could put a billionaire's garage to shame, Birdman's life is nothing short of cinematic. But behind the glitz is a journey marked by pain, hustle, and relentless ambition. And that's what makes his story truly unforgettable. So if you thought net worth was just a number, think again. For Birdman, it's a legacy. And every dollar tells a chapter of his life. Let's dive in. Meet Bryan Christopher Brooks. The world would come to know him as Birdman. Born on February 15, 1969, in the heart of New Orleans, he faced more in his early years than most do in a lifetime. Tragedy struck when he was just 5. His mother, Gladys Brooks, passed away, leaving behind a young boy to navigate a world of loss and uncertainty. Life didn't get easier. Birdman and his siblings were sent to live with their uncle in Canada before ending up in foster care back in New Orleans. But things took a sharp turn when a custody battle brought him back under his father, Johnny Williams' roof. The family, now living in the tough Magnolia projects, saw Birdman take his stepmother's last name, Williams.
One thing I could tell you, he bought the mama. He bought your mother.
It was here, in one of New Orleans' roughest neighborhoods, that the future mogul came face to face with the streets. By 18, Birdman had already served time, 18 months in prison, after legal trouble with a close friend. But he was cleared, released, and ready to rewrite his story. With his brother Ronald Slim Williams by his side, Birdman entered the music game with little more than ambition and $100,000 in startup cash. In 1991, they launched Cash Money Records and changed the face of hip-hop forever. What they lacked in experience, they made up for in vision. They tapped into New Orleans' vibrant bounce scene and soon signed raw talent like Lil Wayne. By forming the Hot Boys, they lit the fuse on a cultural explosion. But success didn't come easy. The 90s brought tragedy, as several of the label's young artists were lost to violence. Still, Birdman pushed forward, and in 1998, he pulled off a landmark deal with Universal Music that set Cash Money on a new level. From there, pure history. Lil Wayne went global. Nicki Minaj rose to fame. Drake became a household name. Birdman wasn't just a businessman, he was a kingmaker. But Birdman didn't stop at music. He kept building. In 2011, he dropped You Mad with Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj, then teamed up with Mac Main for a collaborative mixtape titled Billionaire Minds. Every move, bigger than the last. His ventures, his collaborations, even his lifestyle. It's all a reflection of someone who came from nothing and dared to dream beyond limits. So what does it really mean to live like Birdman? Stay tuned, we're peeling back the velvet curtain on the mansions, the millions, the milestones, and the mindset that turned a kid from the Magnolia projects into a luxury icon and music industry giant. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. By 2012, Birdman was still making major moves and keeping his finger on the pulse of hip-hop. That year, he dropped Born Stunna, a fiery collaboration featuring Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, and Nicki Minaj. The track turned heads and kept Birdman's name in the spotlight. Fast forward to 2014, Birdman pivoted to the next wave of Southern rap. He backed Atlanta stars Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan, dropping the anthem Lifestyle and the Rich Gang The Tour, Part 1 mixtape. It was a defining moment, proof that Birdman could still shape the future of rap, just like he had done with Cash Money years before. Even with talks of a reconciliation with Lil Wayne in 2016, the tension wasn't over. A long-running contract dispute still loomed over their relationship. But if there's one thing Birdman doesn't do, it's quit. He kept showing up, proving his influence wasn't going anywhere. Later that same year, he announced a new mixtape with R&B singer Jacquees. Released on May 27, 2016, it reminded everyone that Birdman was still a major player, still calling the shots in a game he helped build. With all that success, Birdman didn't just stack money, he spent it boldly. Homes, cars, custom, everything you name it. His real estate portfolio is a flex in itself, and social media, full of proof. One look at his properties, and you can tell this is a man who lives big. Let's start in Miami, a city that matches Birdman's energy. Flashy, fast-paced, and never shy about showing off. Right in the heart of Palm Island, one of Miami's most exclusive communities, Birdman bought an over-the-top mansion back in 2012. The price tag? A jaw-dropping $14.5 million, and that was just the beginning. Over 5 years, he poured millions into custom upgrades, turning the home into a luxury playground. We're talking marble floors, massive open spaces, a waterfront view, and yes, even a wooden toilet painted bright yellow, because why not? At one point, Birdman listed the place for $20 million, but the market had other plans. After 3 years without a buyer, he eventually dropped the price to $10.85 million.
Yeah, what's up? This Weezy Wee.
And this Cash Money #1 stunner.
And me and my pa about to show y'all what we call home.
Still the house? Nothing short of extravagant. It features 8 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms, a master suite with not 1 but 3 balconies, a massive soaking tub and a luxurious ensuite, guest houses, a 4-car garage, and even a private bathroom just for visitors. And if you love entertaining, the house has its own pizza oven and a sound system built for parties. Every guest suite includes 2 bathrooms, a private living area, and its own balcony with a view. Outside, the estate offers panoramic sights of Palm Island's waters, all wrapped in tight security. Residents even have exclusive access to private tennis and basketball courts. This isn't just a home, it's Miami luxury personified. But not all of Birdman's homes share the same fate. In New Orleans, the city where his story began, lies a very different kind of property, haunting and almost forgotten. Built in 1990, this 10,900 square foot mansion once offered Birdman a quiet retreat in his hometown. But everything changed in 2005 when Hurricane Katrina tore through the region, leaving devastation in its wake and taking over 1,800 lives. After the storm, Birdman never returned to the property. Today, the mansion sits abandoned, crumbling but still grand, with shadows of a life once lived inside. A local realtor estimates its current value at around $650,000, a steep drop, though understandable considering the risk of future flooding in the area. It's a sharp contrast to his Miami paradise, a reminder of the highs and lows that have shaped Birdman's extraordinary journey. Birdman's life is more than just music, it's a saga of survival, style, and staying power. From the streets of New Orleans to the shores of Miami Beach, his story unfolds through every lyric, every deal, and every square foot of the lavish homes he calls his own, or once did. And believe me, there's still more to uncover. Tucked away in the heart of New Orleans sits a haunting reminder of what once was a massive, now abandoned mansion that tells a story of luxury lost to time and tragedy. This sprawling 3-story estate, with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, didn't just offer comfort, it screamed extravagance. Back in its heyday, it was a full-on sanctuary, complete with a private hot tub, sauna, and swimming pool. But after Hurricane Katrina, the storm that devastated the city in 2005, this former palace began its slow fade into ruin. Today, the master bedroom, once a showpiece with a built-in hot tub system, sits eerily silent. Dusty and damaged, it's a ghost of its former glory. The home also featured a private movie theater, an elevator, and even a conservatory with its own essential oils bar, little luxuries that once set it apart. Now, cracks run through marble floors, glass doors hang crooked, and the furnace system has long since gone cold. The top floor, painted bold red, once served as Birdman's personal recording studio. It's even where scenes from the 2005 Neck of the Woods video with Lil Wayne were filmed. A vibrant space that now stands still, caught in the past. Before Birdman called it home, the property belonged to NFL linebacker Pat Swilling of the New Orleans Saints. But the mansion's fate shifted after Katrina, just like so many lives in the Crescent City. Today, it's worth an estimated $650,000, a fraction of its former value, reflecting the vulnerability of the region it rests in. This house isn't just abandoned, It's symbolic, a quiet witness to both the height of Birdman's success and the heartbreak of a city forever changed. Now let's talk cars, because if Birdman knows how to live large in real estate, his taste in cars takes things to another level. Enter the Bugatti Veyron. Not just one, not two, but three of them. That's right, Birdman owns 3 Bugatti Veyrons, each costing a jaw-dropping $2 million, bringing his Bugatti collection to a wild $6 million total. What makes these beasts special? Under the hood sits a monstrous W16 twin-turbo engine, 8 liters of pure power. These cars go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 3 seconds. And if you dare to push them to the limit, you're flying at speeds over 250 miles per hour. That's not just fast, it's record-breaking fast. Tested and praised by BBC's Top Gear, the Veyron was named the fastest street-legal car ever made. But Birdman's versions have something extra, an additional key that unlocks the vehicle's full potential. Insert that key and you're no longer just driving. You're unleashing a storm on wheels. Next in Birdman's elite fleet is the Maybach 57, a sleek, elegant powerhouse with a price tag of $380,000. This isn't just a car, it's a rolling statement. At just under 19 feet long, the Maybach 57 blends executive class with performance muscle. Under the hood, a V12 engine roars to life. And despite weighing in at nearly 3 tons, this car moves. Whether it's the standard model or the upgraded 57S, both deliver silky acceleration with commanding presence. It's the kind of ride that says, "I've arrived," without needing to shout. From faded mansions to million-dollar machines, Birdman's lifestyle tells a story of extremes: luxury, loss, legacy, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. His homes, his cars, his music, they're not just possessions, they're symbols of where he's been. Now, let's turn our attention to the crown jewel of Birdman's garage, the Rolls-Royce Wraith. With a price tag of around $350,000, you might wonder what makes it worth it. One word: everything. Power comes from a twin-turbo 6.6-liter V12 engine, delivering 624 horsepower and a smooth 8-speed automatic transmission. It doesn't just drive, it glides. Inside, you're wrapped in a world of timeless elegance. Plush leather bucket seats cradle every passenger, and even the front seats come with a massage function, because comfort doesn't take a back seat here. The Wraith blends old-school class with modern touches, creating an atmosphere that's as relaxing as it is regal. Just when you think Birdman's flex ends with cars and mansions, here comes the next level: $500,000 in his teeth. Yeah, you heard that right. Birdman's infamous smile isn't just a signature look, it's an investment. With diamond and platinum grills worth more than some people's homes, his smile turns heads every time he steps on the red carpet. This isn't about bling for the sake of it, it's about making a statement. His ever-evolving collection of custom grills ensures he always shows up shining, literally. That gleaming grin, it's part charm, part fashion, and all Birdman. But luxury for Birdman isn't just about spending, it's also about building. In 2010, he teamed up with his brother Slim to start Ronald Oil and Gas, LLC, a business named after their own names, Bryan and Ronald. Their goal? To step into the world of oil and gas. The company claimed to be working on land development and securing new energy leases, with a website and even a distinctive oil rig tattoo on Birdman to back it up. But beyond the flashy branding, actual proof of the company's operations has been a bit mysterious. Still, whether it's music, oil, or million-dollar cars, one thing's for sure: Birdman knows how to move in silence and make noise when it counts. From supercars to diamond smiles, Birdman's lifestyle is in a league of its own. But what do you think? If you had the keys, would you pick the Bentley, the Maybach, or the Rolls-Royce Wraith? Drop your pick in the comments. Back in February 2010, Birdman made headlines claiming he'd been deep in the oil game for years and making bank while doing it. But just a month later, the story started to unravel. Fans noticed something odd: the diamond-shaped tattoo on his head, which symbolized his oil venture, Ronald Oil and Gas, was suddenly being covered up. The move sparked rumors was the company already dead in the water. Then came the real shocker. An investigative report from Bloomberg revealed that regulatory agencies overseeing oil and gas permits had no record of Ronald Oil ever existing. No licenses, no operations, nothing. For a business that was supposedly making millions, that raised more than a few eyebrows. Was this a bold business play gone quiet, or something that never took off at all? Fast forward to April 2016, and Birdman found himself trending again, but this time, for all the wrong reasons. In a now legendary appearance on The Breakfast Club, Birdman walked in hot, confronting the hosts live on air with the demand, "Put some respect on my name."
I just come to let y'all know, stop, put some respect on my name. You understand me?
The fiery exchange went viral. It ended with him storming out and earning the sarcastic title of Donkey of the Day from Charlemagne the God. But instead of letting the moment fade, Birdman did what he does best. He flipped the script. Just days later, on April 27, 2016, he dropped a clothing line called Respect, featuring the exact phrases from the interview that had just embarrassed him. It was a masterclass in turning controversy into commerce. Once again, Birdman proved that whether he's winning or catching heat, he knows how to come out on top. Birdman's story isn't just about music, money, or memes. It's also about giving back. In a powerful act of generosity, he donated $50,000 to Swiss Visa's charity during a special session at the Bronx Charter School for the Arts. Swizz made a direct call to him during the event, and Birdman stepped up live and in real time. But he didn't stop there. With COVID-19 turning life upside down for so many, Birdman made another bold move. He pledged to pay the rent for May for New Orleans residents who were working on the front lines of pandemic relief. It was his way of showing love to his city and lifting up those making a difference. As one of Forbes' top 5 highest earners in hip-hop, Birdman used his platform not just to flex, but to inspire. In a time of crisis, he reminded everyone that true power lies in lifting others up. But behind the wealth, fame, and larger-than-life image lies a deeply emotional story filled with tragedy. It started early. In 1975, Birdman lost his mother to illness, a wound that never fully healed. Then, in 1991, more heartbreak. His stepbrother, Eldrick Wise, was murdered, and the case remains unsolved to this day. Just 5 years later, in 1996, his father died in a tragic car crash. And then again in 2006, another Blows' younger sister, Tamara, also lost her life in a car accident. These events left lasting scars. Behind every success, every smile, every headline, there's a man who's carried immense loss. And yet, despite it all, he kept pushing forward. From oil mysteries and viral interviews to heartfelt philanthropy and unimaginable personal loss, Birdman's journey is anything but ordinary. He's a living example of resilience, reinvention, and relentless hustle. So the question is, what's next? And if you've made it this far, tell us which part of Birdman's story surprised you the most. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned, because this tale of triumph, tragedy, and transformation, it's far from over. Grief has a sound, and in Birdman's life, it echoed loud through a massive family of 10 brothers and 12 sisters. The pain of loss surrounded him, but even in the darkest moments, glimmers of light found their way through. One of those rays of light came in the form of fatherhood. In 1997 and 1998, Birdman welcomed his 2 children, Bryan Jr. and Bria, but his role as a father stretched beyond biology. Lil Wayne, his musical prodigy, became like a son to him. Their bond wasn't just business, it was blood deep. Then came love again. In May 2016, Birdman started dating the legendary Toni Braxton. By February 2018, they were engaged, and just 1 year later, in January 2019, they were officially married. But like most love stories, theirs had its ups and downs. Just a few months later, in April 2019, the couple made headlines again, not for breaking up, but for reaffirming their commitment to one another. Birdman's world wasn't just defined by emotions. It was also built on extravagance. At the peak of his success, he wasn't just living large, he was living limitless. He once claimed to buy 100 new cars every 6 months. Yes, you heard that right. From luxury sedans to exotic sports cars, if it had an engine and a badge of status, he had it. His jewelry box? Unreal. A 15-carat black diamond ring, matching earrings, and even diamond-encrusted lip balm worth over $500,000 right on his teeth. But nature doesn't care about fame or fortune. Hurricane Katrina hit Birdman hard. The storm destroyed 20 of his homes and wiped out 50 of his cars, including rare Maybachs and Ferraris. In a flash, years of luxury were washed away. Birdman's journey wasn't without turbulence. In November 2007, he was arrested in Kingsport, Tennessee, caught with nearly a pound of marijuana. The headlines weren't kind. Then, in 2014, cracks began to show in his most famous professional relationship. Lil Wayne, feeling creatively stifled, publicly delayed the Carter Five. The fallout was major, a $51 million lawsuit against Birdman and Cash Money Records. What once looked like an unbreakable bond had started to fracture. Despite the chaos, Birdman's legacy is secured through Cash Money Records, the label he co-founded in 1991. What started as a small hustle turned into a hip-hop empire, launching the careers of major artists like Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki Minaj. Birdman's vision, business instinct, and talent scouting shaped the face of modern rap. And while the music made him famous, his moves outside the studio, fashion, liquor, and other ventures kept his money growing. As of January 2024, Birdman's net worth is estimated at a massive $150 million. That makes him one of the richest rappers in the world. A self-made mogul who rose from New Orleans streets to hip-hop royalty. So now that you know the full story, the highs, the heartbreaks, the hustle, what part of Birdman's journey stood out the most to you? Was it the cars, the love story, the lawsuit, the legacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading them all. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next drop. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear this story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.